Hey guys, it's Preston here, and I'm on the pedal of a 2006 BMW 330i. This car is my dad's car. He actually purchased this car as a daily driver to drive himself to work. He has a 2017 Chevy Silverado LTZ package. It's fully loaded out, but he wants to be able to keep the miles down on that and use it for things like hauling and other things that's not required of him to drive at 12 miles per gallon. So he purchased this BMW 330i from a older gentleman out of town. It had about 190,000 miles on it when he bought it, and I was like, Dad, what are you doing? You're crazy. Why are you buying a 190,000 mile BMW? And he said, well, you know, the transmission needs work, and I got a really good deal on it. I think he paid like less than $3,000 for it, and it was only going to cost probably $2,500 or a little more to get it in drivable shape. So for around $6,000, he got a drivable BMW 330i, and it's in really nice shape. The interior leather is nice. The exterior is in phenomenal shape. Even for a black paint job, it has, you know, no visible marks that I can see. But we're going to take it for a drive, because right now he showed up at my house and he had over 200,000 miles that he just eclipsed. He's at 200,533 miles. I don't even know if I said that right, but 533,000 miles. And we're going to take it for a drive to check out how it drives. So without further ado, let's put it in drive. I'm just gonna go around the neighborhood a little bit, check it out, but we're taking off now. Make sure it's safe to turn left, and let's go. Man, this car has such pickup. It's awesome. 200,000 miles and it still picks up like a newer BMW. What an acceleration. Holy smokes. I got to do some research on the BMWs. I don't know a whole lot about their engine packages, but I know the 330i definitely has a more power than the base model 325s that you see everyone buy. Man, the steering is nice. This car drives really nice. We're again at 533 miles. I don't even know how to say 200,000 miles, because I don't say it very often, but holy smokes. Beeping's going on. I didn't put my seatbelt on. Oh no. Let's get that on. Okay. I'm going to stop. And it doesn't look old. I mean, this is a 2006. It doesn't look old at all. If you guys can see, it's got a pretty modernized BMW steering wheel. This has a screen in it, which uses their little command center dial here. I don't know what they call the dial. I call it the command center because it just seems cool. But it's got the dual zone climate control. It's got a DVD thing in it. I don't know what that's for. I'm gonna have to ask my dad. But CD player. This has keyless entry and push button start. So let's take it out on the road for a second. Whoa. Oh, man. This car is nice. My dad did a good job. I hated on him. For real. I'm going to tell you guys. I hated on my dad for buying this car. I told him for days and days and days as the car was getting worked on, this was a terrible decision. I was like, Dad, what are you doing? Do not buy a 190,000 mile BMW. Don't do it. I just told him, don't do it. But my dad proves me wrong, guys. My dad proves me wrong all the time. So I just wanted to make this video just to show you guys that when cars are well taken care of, whether it's a BMW or Mercedes, you know, Honda, Toyota, Volvo, whatever, especially these luxury cars that you guys are afraid of doing the maintenance on them. If you do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, this car, this 2006 BMW 330i that my dad is driving is proof that if you take care of your car, it'll still keep its pizzazz. It'll still do what it needs to do for you as a daily driver. I mean, this car doesn't creak. This car doesn't have any strut sounds as I turn the steering wheel. It's still driving. Let's go back to, yes, he had to do transmission work on this car. It needed some work, but at 190,000 miles, right, the transmission needed some work, but he did the work that was supposed to do, or was supposed to be done, and now it's driving just fine again. So he drives this to work on a, day-to-day basis, feels confident in it. I mean, he probably has a 20-minute drive or so to work and back. So, I mean, he's in this car a good 40 to 45 minutes a day, maybe a little more when he, picks up his daughter after work. But, I mean, he's in this car enough to say at 200,000 miles, he can confidently drive this car on a day-to-day basis. I mean, how awesome is that? I mean, for under $6,000, maybe he's got a little more. I don't know how much else money he spent on this car, but basically for less, $6,000 or less, he has a BMW 330i. And there's people paying like $40,000 for these cars, and he spent $6,000, and he's got a perfectly nice push-button start, keyless entry, leather seats, dual climate control, CD player. I mean, what else more could you need? It has a moonroof even. This car's got a moonroof. Check it out. This car's got a moonroof. So, anyway, I'll post a few pictures of this car along with this video so that you can see the condition. Now, he does need to wash it. I need to tell my dad, when you drive a black car, you got to make sure you wash your car, because if you don't wash your black car, it doesn't look nice. But when this car has come, straight out of a wash, it's a beautiful car. I love the timeless, BMW models like this 2006 BMW 330i. You can buy some BMWs and drive them for years and years, and they still look modern. They're a little less. The Mercedes car, I love the Mercedes-Benz brand. I would drive a Mercedes-Benz over a BMW. So that brand to me has some cars that are just a little bit nicer on the interior, I feel. But this car has a nice interior, and it stays up to date with the rest of the BMW cars. And that's probably why I like the Mercedes-Benz brand over the BMW brand, because when you get in this BMW, it's not too far off from what you get in a new, typical, 325i or other BMW models that you can find. Those don't have very many, differences to this 2006 model. The Mercedes brand, however, I do like the newer ones, but when you get, back into the older years, they do look really dated. So the BMWs are ones you can go back to 04, 2002, 99, 98, even 89, and they've got some, nostalgia to them that, makes them look kind of timeless, like time capsules. I mean, even the old 80s BMWs are still cool and fresh to drive around in today. They do look a little dated, but they're still cool. The older Mercedes, go into the early 90s Mercedes right now, you would say, oh, that's an old car. I don't want to drive that car. I want a newer one. But this BMW is super cool. This car has Bluetooth, by the way. 2006 with Bluetooth. Nice wood grain. Still in good condition. I mean, this even has the extending, you can see it's got the thigh extensions, which is a popular thing on the newer cars. And then also, oh my gosh, it's got rear air vents. Nice little tray in the back. So anyway, I'm gonna get off the video, but if you are someone that wants to buy an older BMW and it's been taken care of, this 200,000 mile BMW just proves that you can feel confident buying the car. But do your due diligence. Make sure who you're buying it from has taken care of it check all the records. Not every 190,000 mile BMW is worth a buy, but my dad made a smart decision. He got lucky. Well, you kind of make your own luck in cases like this. You do your research, you know who you're buying from, but he's over 200,000 miles now, and he still gets to drive this really nice BMW, and it doesn't really cost him anything extra that a new BMW costs you, because all he has to do is his regular maintenance. If something comes up, he has the ability to take care of it, but for this car, it's not something that he has to worry about because it's been properly maintained. When something breaks, it's been fixed, and he can go to work on a day-to-day basis and feel confident. So don't freak out looking at a 200,000 mile BMW. I'm not telling you it's the smartest thing to do, but this time my dad won, so I'm making this video just to say, hey, you were right. You can buy a 200,000 mile BMW and make it a daily driver. So if you want more information about purchasing vehicles like this, reach out to me. Hit me up on Facebook. I'm gonna go. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.